All right, just taking a quick look at this new Q3. So this is actually interesting. Something new, something interesting from Audi, which is not something that we usually get to say, right? I mean, we don't get to talk about. It's all the same stuff every time, isn't it? It's the same car over and over and over. So this actually has some new things that are worth talking about. It's worth making a video about this stuff. So, in the design too, right? It's not the same thing over and over, right? I mean, it's similar. Okay, it's similar, sure, but it's not all the same stuff, especially on the interior. We're going to talk about this. Actually, we're going to talk about this more than the exterior. But let's start with the exterior because I do like it. Hey, I do like it. And the first thing you probably notice here is this color, right? You can never get like any kind of interesting color on any Audi. It's like this monotone palette, right? White, grays, like several different grays, black, silver. If you're lucky, maybe you got like a dark blue, right? So yeah, they need to add this color to like every car, every car they make. Add this color, and add. This is just the start too, right? Add more, add more. So yeah. Anyways, talk about the colors. Let's talk about the design here. So yeah, it's a little bit different. It's the same basic philosophy here, but they've really kind of emphasized even more than on some of their current models. These kind of corner air intakes, and of course, with this being the SUV, they've actually decided, hey, let's integrate, this split headlight design. Let's integrate the headlights, which are actually here and here, into this kind of air curtain corner vent design, right? So, and as you can see at the bottom, we almost have this like little splitter design that kind of connects it to the center grille there. And having the headlights integrated into this corner vent and having them tinted as well really actually helps emphasize the daytime running lights up here, right? And this is cool because, Audi, you can customize these lights, right? If you're not familiar with Audi, the actual pixels here, you can kind of choose from like a whole variety of designs, right? Anything you want, any kind of combination of any of these pixels. So, yeah, that kind of really emphasizes that. You actually notice that more than I think on some other Audis. Now, one thing I'm not too happy about is they've kind of returned to using the Audi rings as like the radar sensor here. So we get this, very flat, it's like a smoked look on the rings, isn't it? Because they're not even really rings. It's just like a graphic, right? It's a 2D graphic with the radar sensors behind it. So that's where, originally Audi put these like big units, modules here. Like it always looked like they had like a police package or something on their cars, right? So they started actually to finally realize, no, you can just put it, down here in the lower grille where nobody notices it. So I don't know what happened with that because all the newer Audis have been doing that. So somehow this new Q3, we stepped backwards here and we don't get, actual rings, right? I mean, you can hardly see them. Right? I mean, some people like this blackout look, but if you don't, this is kind of what you're stuck with, right? Especially with that reflection on there, you can hardly see it. But that's still better than, I hate that. This is the worst thing. These light up rings on the rear. It's so tacky and cheap, isn't it? So hopefully that's an option. I think it might be because this image here just shows them smoked. So yeah, at least with this, I mean, I still want the classic chrome rings, but at least with this, it would match the front. Yeah, and it doesn't look so cheesy. It's just cheap. This is a premium brand, isn't it? You don't need to try this hard to try to make people notice your car. Use the design. Use the design of this thing to make a statement, right? You don't need this is just a gimmick. It's a gimmick. So, I would just unplug this, honestly. There's probably a little cord in there, right? You can just go into the tailgate and just unplug it. But, hopefully it's an option. But the thing is, I'd say, actually, the rest of this new look, I do like. These taillights, they kind of debuted on the A6, where it's like a split design, right? You get the upper unit, and then there's actually, the light bar, instead of it just being all connected, is actually separate along the bottom with a nice piece of painted trim in between, right? So not only does this just mimic the front, but it's kind of just an all new refreshing look, right? And then of course this is a little bit controversial. I like it. I like it. This kind of drooped section on the corners. It looks like they tried to make it, they try to make it look like maybe a vent, right? With these kind of strakes that go through it. But actually it's just like either the reverse light or turn signal. It's a light, right? It's a light, but it looks like a vent. So at least it's functional, right? Which is something you can't say about this stuff down here. This nasty, why did I keep doing this? It's fake. There's nothing going on there, right? I mean, it just makes it a pain in the ass to clean it, doesn't it? So yeah, the huge gloss black rear bumper vent, I guess. But yeah, the rest of it does look good. We do get, this is like, I don't know, let me know what you guys think of this. This clean look on the wheel arches, right? There's no cladding. So I think on a premium SUV like an Audi, I think that's fine. This thing isn't really built to go off-roading, right? I mean, this is, it's style, it's capability, sure, but it's practicality too, right? That's what this is, and it's a small, efficient package as well. That's why I love the Q3. I don't know why you guys are even looking at the Q5, Q7. I mean, this is big enough. Yeah, so for the inside here, there's something very unusual going on. You might have heard about this already, but we're going to talk about it in depth here. But before we do that, let's just talk about the general design. Yeah, it's the same thing that we've been seeing in all the new Audis. But I actually do like it better for several reasons. Number one is, actually, if you look at this exploded view, shows it a little bit better here. I kind of like this huge swath of this like textured aluminum trim, right? That kind of, I don't know, it kind of breaks up this dashboard a little bit more and gives it not only a more premium look, but I really like, as I said, the way it has that curve to it. Integrated, it's a little bit more style. And then these new displays, a lot of people don't like these, but the good news is with this Q3 being the smaller car, these displays are smaller. So yeah, they basically say it's 11.9 for the gauges and then 12.8 for the infotainment. Whereas a lot of the larger Audis now, it's like 12 and 14, right? So actually, it's just less overwhelming, right? I hate all these huge screens. So if you actually step back and look at it, I think it does kind of suit this design a little bit better. And it's just less, less screen in your face, isn't it? So now this is also combined with the fact that we get an all new center console here that's been very minimal now. It's cleaned up. So there's a start stop button and a volume button and some couplers. That's it. And so you might be wondering, what happened to all the other stuff like the shifter? So this is the big news here. They actually call this the smart driving unit. It's not paddle shifters. It's like a fixed bridge that's mounted behind the steering wheel. And it has everything you need for the shifters, the wipers, the turn signals. It's all mounted on there, and you can kind of flick the ends here, up and down. So that's where your shifter's at. And then same thing with the windshield wipers and the turn signals up there. And then you also have this interesting dial built in for the headlights. So yeah, this is, I don't know, they're trying to reinvent all this stuff, but this actually looks cool. I mean, I don't know, I'd be interested to try this out. This actually does look kind of cool. So this is the only real image they've kind of teased here. The left side with the wipers and the turn signals and the headlight switch. So there's that dial. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this actually works. You got to be flicking and turning and rotating a lot of stuff with your fingers here. And the question is, are there going to be paddle shifters back there somewhere too? Who knows? Other little details here that's really nice is you can see this Alcantara or micro suede on the armrest cover. Actually comes down here too around the center console, the bridge. And even, this is nice, actually, this is nice. Why aren't they doing this in their larger models? It's actually kind of flows up around the top of the dashboard here too. And so if you like this thing, inside out, looks good. Looks good, doesn't it? But you're probably wondering, what about the engines? what can I choose? Well, you can't choose much. Well, you can if you're, let's say if you're in Europe, you can. If you're not, you can't. Basically, you can sum it up.